Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard Black in the Philippines with the Truth. I want to welcome you to my channel, all my lovers, haters, triggers, peaches, commenters, scallywags. Each and every one of you, I welcome you to my channel. You know, this is very to me, it's very rare to do this to do a follow up calling on comments based upon the comments I got from not calling on comments. But I'm gonna do it. Yesterday I posted a video about relationships or my lack of relationships or my interaction with girls and how uh, you want someone to have the same interests as you when it comes to music. Sure, you all may play tennis, you all may play cards, you all may go horseback riding. Yeah, but that's cool and dandy. But when it comes to music, when it comes to something that fills and rocks your soul like music, when you have someone on the same wavelength with that's rare. That's rare. But not that it doesn't happen, but then it's like listening to Mozart, and or opera, you know. Uh, uh, what's his name? I can't think of it. Or you like strings? When I was in the arts ISTEP Arts Council in New York, I was on the board, and we were the only organization that had the New York Philharmonic on Long Island. So we were very and yeah, I was that token brother, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was the one who they always pushed out, to talk to the audience and introduce the bands. And I mean, there's some who want to introduce certain ones, but most of the time it's me introducing them, because the other ones have done it. So, I was like, what the hell? I mean, they'd rather sit on the grass and just enjoy, the prestige of being on the board, those type of thing, knowing that we all helped make this possible. So anyway, so the whole idea is that I've listened to a variety of music, from Latin to Russian to to Korean, to soul, to rock, to Latin. I've listened to a variety of music, and um, to have someone who shares the same interests with you and some music is fantastic. So yesterday it was about that. It was about wanting someone, to fulfill that need, that part of you. I had a girl once. I spoke to Manasseh, and when we first met, we met at an NA dance. She was doing her thing, and I'm doing my thing, and then we noticed that if we put both our things together, we were the shit, on the floor and everything like this. So that night, I took her to my little apartment, where I had a little one room. I just moved away from Diana and the kids and what have you. So, and one of the reasons why we separated real quick was because I stopped having my employer making my paycheck in her name, because I had a tendency of blowing it when I was using, but at this time I was over a year clean and whatever, and everything's going hunky dory. So anyway, they told me in the group that for me to fully fill in recovery, I had to take the responsibility of handling my own finances. I said, oh, well, that sounds good. Diana, I'm no longer making my checks in your name. Gerard, you got to go. It was just that clean, cut, and simple, and that's right there. So anyway, that's why I was at the NA dance. And so what happened was that she came up to my apartment, and we had such a nice time, and we were looking out the window, and I asked her, I said, hey, you want to go steady? That's how of a cornball I was. I was smooth. Don't get me wrong. I was smooth, but she said yeah, and so that's how we ended up going out together. And we like Prince music, and so she taught me the value of the importance of reading the lyrics of what artists are saying. And so the one who we dove into was Prince. And we dove in Prince so much we were dressing like. I wish I could find some of those pictures, you know. But anyway, and one day I'm going to do Prince because whenever I ask somebody, you know, what's your favorite Prince song, and they say Purple Rain, I say, get the flock out of here. You don't know Prince. You have no idea because any other song other than Purple Rain would solidify that you were a Prince fan. But anyway, they don't. The Purple Rain, yeah, I don't want to talk to you. But anyway, so that's what it was about yesterday. So her and I really dove into Prince. So anyway, um, this is on that video yesterday about relationships and all that stuff, and I talk about how my fulfillment or lack of fulfillment with women, and oh yes, I had to break a few here and in the Philippines. Those of you who watch that video know what I was talking about. It's like my Visa card. I never leave. I never leave home without it. When I'm gonna be in unfamiliar territory, and who knows? And some chick might want a little bit more. It's on the menu. I'm eating the please. Okay, wait. Let me stop before I get on. Okay, Bob Willow is the first one I'm going to comment on. I'm just going to comment on that video because I got some interesting response from it. This is Bob Willow. He says, "Glad I love myself." LOL. You know what? Hey, you know what, Bob? You're very fortunate. If you always been in love with yourself, meaning that you always, took pride in how you look, how you dress, how you smell. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you knew you were shit, or just loving yourself. You see, I grew up not loving myself. To this day, do you know what? I'm gonna show you something. This is the only mirror I have. It's broken. It's like this. It's like this because, I don't like looking at myself. For a long time, I don't like looking at myself. I don't like myself. You know what I'm saying? And it took a long time for me to accept who I was, and then navigate from there. I mean, there were times I went through my life and my birthday would pass and no one celebrated. No one said happy birthday. I didn't know it was my birthday. I didn't find out my real birthday until I was 18. Oh my God! I found out I was celebrating it on the wrong day. But that's the type of life I live. So there wasn't a whole lot of encouragement. There wasn't a whole lot of that, boy. Three handshakes, three pat on the backs, and a firm handshake. Never that. And I think I told this once, but the only time I did get, acknowledgement or some type of encouragement was my mother's friend. Her name is Duchess, like that. And he was an actor, very, very, British, English. He was an English guy. He's short and he well, he acted. His most famous part was a clown. He always played a clown. So anyway, he was cool. He was short. He was always drunk. That's at that time they always drank and took pills and all that stuff. And my mother brought my brother and I to his house, and he had this big collage by the door. And so, of course, he like this, just staggering. And he says, "Gerard, come here." And yeah. He says, "What do you see in that picture?" So I looked at the picture and I saw all the faces, or all the different situations of people in, in the collage and all that stuff. I said, "I see a bunch of people, Terry." He says, "Oh, look closer." And I looked closer at the collage, and it was like I started seeing the outline of a clown's face, a big face, and I saw his eyes. His eyes were crying. One of those, something you can show your kids. One of those, sad clown faces. And when I told him like that, he said, "Gerard," he said, "you are the only person who I showed that to who recognized the clown. He says, "You're a very special person, Gerard. Remember that. You're a very special person." And I was like, wow. I mean, I could smell the alcohol, cigarettes on his breath because he was that close to me. And it was like, wow, it was like, oh, I mean, someone paid attention to me. Someone gave me some positive feedback, some love, some encouragement in my life. That was the first time. That was the first time. But the tragedy is, 2 weeks later, he jumped out the window and killed himself. Uh, at that time, we lived on 72nd and Broadway, right that building right behind the subway station. You know how she that would have been. Now, or how successful you had to be to live there. So yeah, but well, loving yourself I can tell you more stories about me, but I'll tell you this: how to get me that got me out of my whole hum situation. And I may not have time to go through all of them because of what I'm talking about now. I was in high school. I used to go to Julia Richmond. Julia Richmond is on 68th Street. I think we second or third or something like that, or second and first, whatever. Uh, um, and they had this program, because I was an introvert, you know, you, you know, uh, you know, surprise, I was an introvert, and I never got really familiar with meeting people because of my home bringing. I always got moved, so it was like, what's the sense of getting to know you? Next year I'll be gone, so that's how I pretty much live my life, you know. But when I was living on 108th Fifth and Madison, 108th Fifth and Madison, and they had this program. My high school had this program. It was used as a pilot for the first session of the uh, what's it called? Some type of therapy. Physical, is it physical therapy? No, what's physical? You know, it was the first group session that they were having in the field of psychiatry. So they went to that high school to pick out students who they felt that had problems or who were having problems socially that would, that they felt would fit the program. It was some type of therapy, group therapy. That's what it was. Group therapy. It's the first group therapy that was done. It was done with high school students, and I was one of those students who were chosen. And when I got there was about 5 or 6 of us, and this one girl named Carmen. Oh my God, Carmen. A Puerto Rican girl, and I'm quiet and quiet, and come to find out we live close by, so we walked. She lived on the 10th, on the 8th, so we would come home together and like this and talking. So we decided to make up stories to tell the psychiatrist, their lies, really lies, because that's what it was. But through that, I opened up. I became very, um, diarrhea at the mouth, I guess. I talked a lot. And I became like an extrovert, and Carmen and I had a relationship. She was like the first girl. Oh my God. Wait, how much time I got? Because I don't want to keep going on. I'm 14 minutes now. I might make this a series because I got more to say about this. So, thanks for watching Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans of winning. Action never disrespect the other, always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see a vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Holly Wilson, former lead singer in Temptation One Sound, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king and never say no. Okay.